He's a fucking thief. He's a fucking liability.
The trip started off with me driving north on Highway 395, but first of all, I had to get through a day of work.
Welcome to the penal colony of French Guiana, whose prisoners you are, and from which there is no escape.
Actually, I've gotten ahead of myself. I was going on a backpacking trip to the Sierra Nevadas. On a backpacking trip, you must select what you are bringing with you carefully. If you forget something, there are no stores to pick it up. If you bring too much, it is only added weight that you must carry. I went to the local food mart for some needed supplies. Leeches? Check. Deodorant? Got it. Time travel sickness pills? Well, you just never know. Better take a dozen of the small. You don't just want it, you need it. I thought these were discontinued.
Yeah, and then
I even went to the doctor. I'm no spring chicken anymore. Let's see. This is a sample of patient Mark Erickson's blood. Let's see if there's anything abnormal about it. Now that we're all caught up, as soon as I got out of work, I left as quick as I could for my first destination, the town of Lone Pine. "200 miles later, I was at the town known as the Gateway to the Sierras. I got to bed early that night. I knew I'd be up early the next day and would have a lot of hiking to look forward to, and most of it uphill. I woke up the next morning in Lone Pine to a beautiful view of Mount Whitney. At 14,505 feet is the highest summit in the contiguous United States. It was 60 miles to Bishop. Add another 60 miles of that and I'd be at Mammoth, the place where I first tried ski jumping. Another 20 miles north of Bishop and I was at the trailhead. The trailhead was marked with this sign directing me to Piute Pass. The first part of the trail went well. It was an easy slope and best of all, it was shaded. Soon after that, I came to a crossing in the stream. And soon after that, another crossing of the stream. You know how I feel about stream crossing. They're okay, just as long as you don't look down. Don't look down. Some backpackers in the distance. Here's Loch Levin Lake, elevation 10,743 feet. That saddle up ahead is Piute Pass. Up to Piute Lake, elevation 10,958 feet. This is where I replenished my water and took a break. Looking back down on Piute Lake. Looking back from where I just came, I see a lone backpacker. Seems like most of the people are heading to Golden Trout Lake. I'll pull back and give you a size of the area. There's the trail. There's the scenery. Snow. Here's a picture of some snow alongside the trail. Here's a picture of me on top of Piute Pass, elevation 11,423 feet. That's Summit Lake in the background. Even though it's one of the shortest passes in the Sierras, I was feeling pretty proud of myself. How proud? I don't know if it was the fact that I was getting old, my lack of caffeine that morning, the altitude, or a combination of all of the above, but at that moment, my head felt like it was about to explode. Just got over Piute Pass. Now hopefully I'm heading over to Muriel Lake. There's the trail. Headed towards Muriel Lake. Not much of a trail here. Look at all these rocks. It's an infestation of them. Trust me, you couldn't move without tripping over one. I was hoping Muriel Lake was over that rise because I was starting to poop out. Plus there was that thing about my head. Here's my campsite at Muriel Lake, elevation 11,336 feet. With all the rocks, it took me a good half hour to find a spot big enough to put my tent down. This is a view from inside my tent. Look at all those rocks. This is the area to the front of my tent. I know I sound like a broken record, but look at all those rocks. It's about this time the mosquitoes were coming out. You can see a few of them at the end of this next clip. My tent is just behind those rocks there. Replenishing my water supply at Muriel Lake. Here's a picture of me at camp. And here's when I was down by Muriel Lake. And here's when I was just hiking around the area. It was slow going with all those rocks. Too many ankle busters. It had been a long, long day and it was time to hit the sack. I was so tired that I slept like a dog.